It's too bloody hot. I don't know how you guys are having it at the moment, but here in the south of Finland, having a little bit of a heat wave. It's Friday today. Tomorrow we're expecting 34 degrees, I think it said. So I hope you're all staying hydrated. And today I was kind of hoping to do a vlog, but man, it is too hot outside to do anything. So instead I thought I'd do a little Q&A, nice chill, relax, grab a nice cool drink, and let's just hang out for a bit. Because it's been a little while since you and I checked in properly together, and a lot has happened since like the last Q&A. I feel like I got hair on my face, but I can't. So I asked on Instagram for you guys to send me some questions about absolutely anything that you are curious about, and I got pretty much anything and everything. I've literally got questions about the baby and being a dad and Kat's pregnancy and all that kind of stuff, to fishing, which I think is pretty cool. Let's just jump straight into the questions. What scares you most about being a father? I think it's the classic, you know, being responsible for this tiny little thing, keeping it alive for the rest of its life, basically. But to be honest, I haven't freaked out about anything in particular. I'm not that worried about it. I think Kat and I kind of have a rough idea on what we're doing, so I think we'll be okay. I'm not that scared about raising a child. Now this next question is actually one that I get asked quite a lot, especially when I mention the baby in videos, and that is, which language is Kat going to speak to the baby? And I've never really like addressed it in a video before because I always thought it was so obvious, but that's because I'm in my life. But I will speak English to the baby and Kat will speak Swedish because that is her first language. Somewhere along the line the kid will learn Finnish, probably at school or something like that. We haven't ironed out all the kinks of that kind of stuff yet, but we're just gonna go with the flow a little bit. But I will definitely speak English, Kat will speak Swedish. Is this something that people always assume about you that is incorrect? 9 times out of 10, every time I bump into someone that watches my videos out in public, they will say that I'm a lot taller than they expected. Everyone thinks that I'm a short guy, but I'm actually like 192 centimeters. I'm 6'4". So yeah, I think it's people assume, because all you see is like this much of me, people assume I'm short, but I'm actually pretty tall. Do you have a Finnish driver's license? Yes, I changed it quite recently because of the whole Brexit thing. I read somewhere on some government websites that they suggest that we change them to a Finnish one in case of a no-deal Brexit, which still may happen. Brexit. It feels like a distant memory, but it's actually still happening. But yeah, the embassy and all that suggested that we change to a Finnish one because if there's a no-deal Brexit, then we'd have to take a driving test in Finland or something like that. So I just got it changed. Do you look at other people's babies differently now that yours is on the way? And I think the simple answer is yes. I look at children now from the point of view of someone that's about to have a child, and that's a good thing and a bad thing because I think I'm learning a lot. I'm seeing a lot more about like parenting and, you know, all the things that come with that. But also I found myself in the city and I'm checking out the brand of buggy that parent is pushing their kid in, and just being, okay, yeah, that looks good. That looks like it could be a good fit for us. When is the baby due? And in Finland, is the upbringing/schooling different to England? So the baby is due in October. We're not actually telling the exact due date just because we just want something that's a little bit private for us. And in terms of the schooling and upbringing, yeah, I think it is a lot different. That being said, I don't have much first-hand, you know, experience with the Finnish schooling system. I've just heard good things. And my experience at school in England, I mean, it was okay, but it wasn't great. But I've heard really good things about the Finnish school system. Do you miss living in a country, the language of which you speak fluently? I think you mean, do I miss living in a country where the main language is English? Sometimes, yeah, I got to admit, sometimes it's pretty hard living in a country where you don't speak the language. That being said, in Helsinki, it's quite easy to get by with English. Pretty much anyone from the person in the store to your delivery driver pretty much has a fairly good grasp of English. However, I don't know if it's a personal thing, but I would really like to speak the language. It's just annoying that I managed to move to a country where they have one of the hardest language to learn. So Yeah, because language is quite an alienating thing. It can either bring people together or it can, you know, block people off. Sometimes I feel blocked off, but, you know, that's life. Best tasting fish, that would have to be perch, abborre, ahven. And when I fillet them, boneless fillets, put them in some breadcrumbs and some other secret herbs and spices. In the pan, on the plate, piece of white bread, little mayo, squeeze of lemon juice. That is the best tasting fish. When will there be a full video in Finnish, or did I just miss it? No, you haven't missed it yet. I would love to do one, and I will do one day. I really want to do like a 24-hour challenge where every time I open my mouth, it has to be in Finnish. I just need to study a little bit more. I think I need to have some key phrases down before I do that, but it is coming. I don't know when. I'd actually be very interested in doing one in Swedish because my Swedish is way more advanced than my Finnish. So if you'd like to see that, let me know in the comments. Coming to live in Finland with very little Finnish, where do I search for work? I have no idea. I haven't had to do it yet. Make a YouTube channel. What is the situation according to the new apartment? We haven't found one yet. We've got to be out of our place like towards the end of September, but the baby is due in October, so we'd really like to move in August. So yeah. It's getting a little bit scary and desperate now. We want to move in August. You make a lot of collaboration videos, question mark. I don't know if that's a question or a statement. What subject/company wouldn't you do a video for money? If that was a question about making a lot of collaboration videos, I don't think I do. There's a lot of people that make a lot more collaboration videos than I do. Probably they have more opportunities than I do as well, but I am quite picky with who I decide to eventually make content for or work with. But I don't think there's one company I can think of off the top of my head that I would say like actively avoid. Like gambling sites. I get a lot of emails about gambling sites, but I wouldn't do that. Now I've actually had quite a lot of questions about the baby's name. This one, for example, will the baby have a Finnish name or something more international? We haven't decided on a baby name yet. We do have some which we're kind of starting to think about, but we really want to see the child first, you know? I think it's nice to have a few in your head. Maybe you can live when the baby's here for a week or so, just with them in your head and just see what it feels like, you know. But one thing I can tell you is that it will most likely be an international name, something that is pronounced the same wherever you go, whether you're in Finland or the UK. Because what I really don't want to happen is for my family to call the baby or pronounce the baby's name in one way and Kat's family in another. I don't think that is very cohesive, and maybe it gets a little confusing for the kid. Is there going to be a new reacting to Finnish music videos video? To be honest, I don't know. I'm not against it. I was for a little while because there are so many people doing it nowadays, but maybe I should bring it back. One last reacting to Finnish music videos video. But any suggestions for videos to watch? Maybe you can leave them in the comments too. What is important to you as a dad? I mean, parenting wise, like values, etc. That's actually quite a good question, and one that I probably have to think about a bit more before the baby comes, or maybe before the baby, you know, becomes a bit more conscious. But as for what's important, I basically just want the kid to know the value of things. And I don't just mean monetary value. I mean the value of life and friendship and being a good person and sharing and caring and that kind of stuff. What and will inevitably make them a good person. Are you happy about the Finnish healthcare system and how they follow the pregnancy? Very happy. I don't really have much to compare it to since I didn't have a baby in the UK. Not that I know of, at least. But generally, yeah, I've been pretty happy with it so far, and I think Kat has too. There's been a couple of times where we haven't been able to have the service in English, and Kat's had to kind of do all the talking in Finnish. But for the most part, the nurses and doctors have been able to speak English, and yeah, it's been pretty great. Do you talk Swedish with your niece, or what language? Yeah, I do. I speak a lot of Swedish with my niece, and in my 7-day challenge learning Finnish, there's a little section in that where we speak Swedish together.
En älg, men jag vet inte vad det är på finska.
Hirvi.
Aha, jag hade rätt. Det var hirvi. Kan du säga grattis, Uncle Dave?
Plats.
Tack.
Oj!
Oj! Vad är det?
Lejon.
Lejon.
I've been consciously trying to speak more English with her though, because she's coming to the age where she's saying a lot and, you know, babbling in this and that, and it's my duty as the English speaking uncle to speak more English with her. So I'm trying, but it's easier to get her to do something or for you to get a reaction from her if you speak Swedish, which she understands more of. Don't you get bored of Finland? Sometimes, either when it's really hot or really cold and you can't go outside and do anything. Do you think you guys might ever leave Finland and raise the baby somewhere else? I don't think so. I don't think there's any reason for us to leave Finland at the moment, at least. You never know what happens in the future. But for right now, we are staying in Finland. There's a lot of benefits to be had raising a child in Finland. So for now, we're not going to leave. Sorry, you're stuck with us. What is the best thing that has ever happened to you? That's kind of a hard question to answer. Like, it changes like all the time. First one was meeting Kat. Second one was marrying Kat. Next one, Kat getting pregnant. And probably after that will be the baby being born. So, how do you feel about becoming a dad? I feel great. I can't wait. It's gonna be so much fun. What's the best part of Kat's pregnancy so far? I don't know if you can really speak in like a best part. The whole thing has been, I mean, of course, very, if you ask Kat this question, it's gonna be a very different answer to me. If you guys have seen any of Kat's videos where she shows her bump, she looks incredible. I can't describe like how I feel when I see her, you know, and that bump. I'm getting a little... Whew. It's hard to talk about the pregnancy in parts because it's just this like slow journey that has this very, very slow curve of things happening. Like, of course, first you get the first little baby bump, and then maybe you'll feel a few like flutters, or Kat will feel flutters in her stomach, and you can feel the baby on the outside, and now, oh my god, it's like it's on a roller coaster in there. Every day it's... And now that's been happening for a little while now, and Kat is just like, the baby's growing and Kat looks more and more beautiful every day, and yeah, it's just an amazing ride. I don't know if I could say one part was better than the other. It's amazing. How are you dealing with the heat? Badly. Was it hard to decide to move to Finland? In a way, yes, but also in another way, no. We moved because, actually I made a whole video about why we moved to Finland, so I'll leave a link in the description and the cards if you want to go check that out. But cut long story short, my YouTube career brought me to Finland in the first place, and it was either that or stay in England/London and, you know, not do YouTube full time and find another job. So it was scary to make the decision to come to Finland, but ultimately I think it was a good decision. I don't regret it yet. I'm kidding. How big was that pike? I caught a pike a couple of days ago and I put it on my Instagram stories, and yeah, it was a pretty big one. I didn't measure it, I didn't weigh it, but to my, you know, fisherman's scale of my hand, I would say it's probably like 5 kilos. I don't know, it's hard to say. And actually that was the last question. Now, as I was going through these questions, I was like, perhaps I should have separated it into baby stuff and living in Finland stuff and fishing stuff, I guess. However, this, I don't know, this is just a hodgepodge of all different kind of questions. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. Maybe you have been enlightened about something, not sure exactly what. My life, perhaps, I don't know. It's too hot to care, to be honest. And I had to turn the air conditioner off for this video, otherwise you'd literally just be hearing throughout the whole thing. So you're welcome. My misery is your pleasure. But anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. This has probably been quite a long video, but if you stuck around, I commend you. And if you have stuck around this long, maybe you want to go and follow my Instagram. That's where pretty much everything happens first. If I've got any news or if something happens, you know, relating to the baby or whatever, yeah, it'll be on Instagram first, because it takes a little while for the production of these videos, so it's so much easier just to pop out a quick Instagram story and have it done there. So follow my Instagram at dave.cad, and yeah, you'll be in the circle of trust. Yeah, I watched Meet the Fockers recently. But yeah, once again, guys, thank you so much for watching. Leave a like if you've enjoyed it, subscribe if you're new around here, and I'll see you in the next video. See ya.